Hello, everyone. I hope that you are doing great. Today, I'm here for the first time doing a live stream to manifest, to talk about a little more about what implies to manifest from the perspective from the neuroscience and the metaphysics through this portal 1111. So, here rewire your mind, transform your reality. That is kind of my catchphrase now. I'm going to tell just first a little bit about me, why I'm doing this, and who am I. So, I'm a psychologist. I study to be a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist and a transformational coach. So, where I'm come from, South America, Colombia. Now I live in the UK, in Scotland, and I have been fascinated fascinated to understand more about the mind and how we manifest. And there are two things that we thought that weren't correlated. But the more that I study and learn, I realize that they have more in common than anything else. This means that you and me and everyone that is seeing this have the chance to transform your reality. So let's deep in. Let's see it. Let's deep in the presentation. Bear with me because I need to show you. I need to see if you are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah, perfect. Let me see. Perfect. So let's talk about what we are going to talk about today. This workshop, this structure, yes, is going to recall the relation between the manifestation and neuroscience. More specific, what is about the metaphysics and neuroscience that have in common? How we can rewire our brains, how we can be aware of the blockages and negative patterns that are stopping us to create that positive outcome, and of course rewriting and transform that blockages into positive outcomes and write or rewrite our dreams. And finally, we are going to end with a meditation to manifest that reality that you dearly want. That's it. Perfect. So let's begin. Let's talk about this important and crucial connection between the heart and the mind. Of course, you can tell that this comprehension is being ancient, you could say. Yeah. Why? Because in a lot of places, such as India, such as China, and now in the Western world, we need to comprehend the importance of the heart and mind coherence. Both of them fundamental to create the life that we want. So we have in one side the metaphysics, yes, that is basically farther than physics or beyond physics, yes, it's the things that we cannot comprehend. And we have neuroscience, how this encounter is through this mind and heart coherence. The more and more that we study not only the mind but the heart, we find out that the heart has his own energy field, and the extent of that energy field is farther even more than our brain. So the power of the heart is key in the manifestation. Because just imagine that you have a negative emotion. You are vibrating in that negative emotion. Let's say hatred, let's say fear. Imagine the power that you are giving to that energy of the heart that is creating the thoughts that, of course, are going to be negative. Because if you are vibrating low, you are generating that type of thoughts too. If you are in a state of fear, you are going to generate more and more thoughts related with that fear. But now imagine that you are vibrating really high, like states of love, in a states of gratefulness, in the state of peace. That allowed your brain to begin to create thoughts that continue feeding that high vibration, and you will feel really well. That is just about how this work, yeah. But why this is important in manifestation? Just imagine that that field of the heart is so big, and the field of the mind is big. Now the two of them together, if they are vibrating really high, you have really good chances that with what you want to manifestate, it creates the possibility of that field. Yeah, in the field, it creates that possibility in the field. So let's talk about a little more of the metaphysics. The metaphysics are being really difficult to comprehend and to explain through a scientific point of view until quantum physics appeared the in this background. So quantum physics is allowing us to think in theories such as the string theory, where there are parallel realities, where All the realities are already displayed for you to tap into. All of them. The one that you are already wealthy is already there. You just need to tap into that reality through that mind and heart coherence. Let's comprehend more a little bit about this neuroscience and then manifestation and healing. When we grow up, and before we grow up, our parents and the ancestors before have certain beliefs. The culture has certain beliefs. But what if I tell you that we have a choice? What if I tell you that what you believe now can be your decision? That changes everything because I'm giving you back the key of the car. Before you were driving wherever it takes you, but now that I'm telling you that you can choose that negative belief or positive belief options, that become a controllable situation back again. And you are back in the driver's seat. Also, there is something that is called the RAS, Reticular Activating System. What is this? So basically, let's think about this example so you can comprehend this more. When you want so much something, let's say a car, a Suzuki that is blue, and you are been dreaming about this car so much, or a Lamborghini or whatever you want. Suddenly, you begin to see that type of car more and more. It's not that there are now more of that type of cars, but it's because your focus, your attention now is driven to that type of car. So you are perceiving it more. That is the reticular activating system. But we can, in that rewiring of our brain and that choice that we make our beliefs, rewire it, create new neural circuits paths to see something different. For example, when you are not looking for a job, it's not any appear. But maybe when you begin to apply, then suddenly different jobs begin to appear, like in the way that similar of the specifications that you want. And what happens is when we are vibrating really high, a high emotion, like we were saying, gratefulness, and a higher or positive thoughts, yeah, we can create synchronicities. What is this? That we are creating more possibilities, open more possibilities when we are vibrating high. Suddenly, new doors are open, new people appear that maybe give us a chance to do something that we didn't thought that it could be. So that elevating emotions and that positive positive thoughts, that coherence is key in the manifestation. That is what Dr. Joe Dispenza explained. Now let's understand a little bit more of this. Wait, wait, guys. That I went all the way to the end. Wait, okay. Okay, so now let's understand a little bit of how and what is creating your reality now. Let's say now you are in an environment that is negative, that make you feel lonely, that is really difficult, that make you feel sad. Maybe it's a job where you don't feel that you want to go there because you don't have many friends and the boss is very bullying with you. You have a lot of extra work every day. That environment reaffirms what you feel each day, and your body becomes addicted to these emotions that you repeat the most. Maybe that scenario of the work is kind of a little representation of what used to have happen when you were little, that you feel unsafe. Maybe your dad was very strict. You couldn't go out. You have to do a lot of homework, a lot of housework. Maybe your dad used to drink and beat you. So this environment began to generate pathways where it generates like kind of emotions that if it's repeat enough, you begin to create like kind of an addiction that is not positive for you because you know that there can be a different ways, but you are kind of in an invisible cycle that keeps your reality the same. So we have that repetitive environment that is negative, that create that repetitive emotion, that create that repetitive thought, and that create that repetitive emotion. So this generates a conditioned emotional memory. What this means is a negative, repetitive, or a strong emotion create an automatic response in the future. So, for example, the the parent that always shout at you and make you feel really little and generate that shame emotion, for example, began to create an automatic response in the future. So, for example, let's say that every time that your dad shouts at you and create that guilt or that shame, make you hide or even make you introvert that emotions or don't express it and begin to accumulate it until there is a moment where everything blow up. That repressing of that anger or that shame of that guilt and then turn it into a bomb, emotional bomb in the future, create that response that automatically happen. Every time that someone trigger you, screaming at you, create again that strong emotion that will create that response in the future. And what happened with the brain is that these triggers is a dopaminergic negative reward circuits that happen that the brain look for a familiar and activating these circuits even if this is not positive for us. So these negative reward circuits liberates the dopamine. and the brain try to look for what is familiar. So that's why you end up finding an environment like at that job where they don't appreciate you, where they bully you, where you have overload of work, because the brain tends to look for the familiar. The brain is there to help you survive. It's not there to to make you a millionaire or nothing like that. The brain is designed to look for the familiar because the familiar will help you survive. That's how it is wired. Even if this is not positive for us. So, in the searching for the familiar, our brains, as I say, prefer the familiar and habitual emotion, even if it's that shame or that guilt. It keeps them safe, gives that safety sensation, even if I say it's not positive for us. So, why we react the way that we do? So, of course, we have the programming, the automatization, and the condition. So, in the programming, your body is being conditioned by your past experience and habits, what we were talking about. In the automatization, that reactions that create that strong emotions, that is that circuit that we were talking about the environments, the thoughts, the emotions, environment, thoughts, emotions, generate also automatizations, reactions and behaviors become unconsciously automatic. And deconditioning to change, we require to free ourselves from that old unconscious patterns. And how we do that? We do it through therapy, through NLP, through meditations, through hypnotherapy, and many other tools that help us to begin to free ourselves from that old unconscious patterns. Today, we are going to begin with some exercises that are going to help us. So, let's do this exercise now. Okay? I want that you are honest in this automatic writing. The automatic writing is basically letting yourself flow, yes, letting yourself flow about what it comes the first thing to mind. This is the most important part for this process to work. And this is going to help us deeply to overcome some of the blockages, and also we are going to rewrite this. But first, let's begin. Here is what we are going to explore. Let's explore how we perceive ourselves. Describe yourself, all the areas in your life. Describe the main problems, the people who you blame, excuses, reasons of the state of your life in this moment. Just let the pen flow. Why? This is going to empty all these ideas that we have, these preconceived ideas, these blockages, so we can understand them from a different perspective. So I'm going to let you do this exercise. You can pause the video to do this exercise, and then we continue with the second part. I'm going to try to play some music for you to help you, yeah, to help you concentrate. So I leave you there while I go and find this instrument to help. So just let that pen flow. You can pause the video and continue doing this exercise if you still not finished it. After this, we are going to do a second part. We talk about describing ourselves in all the areas of your life that you would like to manifest. Describe your problems and the people who you blame, the excuses and reasons of the state of your life in this moment. Now I want you to think in the opposite. Imagine that person that you would like to see, that person that you want to perceive yourself is already here. How it will look like, how it will be dressed, how it will be talk, how he or she will talk, how will walk, what things he will be or she will be interested in, what will be the new interests, activities, hobbies, job. And also, I want that you describe if the problems will be already solved. Okay? Imagine that the problems are already solved. Also, that there is no one else to blame because the problems are solved because you have a different perspective of yourself. So the excuses and reasons of the state of your life transform in the reasons and motivations of the state of that new life. So I want that you really think in this and transform what we already wrote about ourselves, but from a different perspective. I want that you describe all of this in present tense, like if it's already here, it's already done. That new version of yourself is here. That problems are already solved. That motivation and reasons are here to stay. So I want that you pause again the video and write about this. And finally, you can pause again the video and continue writing if you need more time. Finally, I want that you describe, but really well describe, all your dreams and goals, like if, if they already happen. Again, in present tense, but very in deep detail. This means what can you smell? What can you see? What can you hear? What can you perceive? What can you touch in this description? Very, very detailed will help because we're going to use this later on in the session. So I want that you go in depth with these dreams and goals that you want to manifest. So again, you can pause the video and write very in detail as much as you want. Again, as I said to you, if you require more time, you can pause the video and then keep going. I'm going to explain to you why it's important that first part of the exercise. It's like a vacuum. If we want that the suction is more powerful, we need to empty what is not already in use. Yes? All the dust, all the dirt need to be empty so the vacuum is powerful again. We need to empty ourselves and be aware of all these negative things that are in our lives. Yes? So we know which direction to take and what we want to see in our lives, in ourselves, and in more detail in our dreams, in our goals. So let's see. Vamos a, porque hablo español, como pueden verlo. English is not my first language, but I try as hard as I can to give you quality content that will change your life. To understand some points of neuroscience, of how this is really going to work. Yes? Let's see one second. We need to understand first how the brain processes emotions through intricate neural pathways. Second, the amazing fact of the neuroplasticity. that allows the brain to adapt and heal. And third, the mental states that influence the physical health and overall well being. So, the first part is very important because that emotions that we were talking about, even if it's high emotions, positive emotions, or low emotions that keep us vibrating low, create intricate neural pathways. But what happened? We have a fact that is the neuroplasticity. Years ago, we thought that the neuroplasticity reached until the age of 5 or 6, and that was it. That's why they used to say that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks, but this is a lie. The more and more that neuroscience research, we find out that the neuroplasticity go throughout our life. Of course, there are some factors to have on account. Like, for example, if someone has Alzheimer or dementia, if someone has like a developmental problem, this is going to create certain obstacles or difficulties, but there are still certain grades of neuroplasticity in the brain. This allows that our brain adapt, heal, and learn. So neuroplasticity is marvelous because with what we were doing previously with the exercise of writing and rewriting your history, your goals and dreams, what we are doing is creating new neural pathways. And through the neuroplasticity, adapt to new pathways and heal and learn how we can be different, how we can create a different reality. So, when we have these mental states that we were talking about, how the brain and the heart influence, of course, that is going to affect our physical reality and our physical health and our well being. Just imagine someone all the time in the mental state of anger, influence that physical health. There are people that end up having heart problems or liver problems or tumors, so that's how cancer happens. Nowadays, we are beginning the correlation between that strong emotions and that strong mental states and our health. So, this is how we can understand through neuroscience these tools in the manifestation. Now, we are going here for a treat. We are going to do this visualization exercise. How to manifest your desires in reality. How we are going to harness that mental power in this exercise. We are going to explore how our thoughts can influence your reality, guiding you to visualize positive outcomes and empowering your heart and harness your mind's true potential. I want that you do this in the comfort of your seat or a sofa. I want that you take advantage of a nice space where you can be sitting down. Not, I don't. I won't recommend that you fall flat because maybe you can fall asleep. But if that happens, it's okay because your subconscious mind is listening. So let's do this. Okay, I want you to find a very nice space where you are sitting and you can recline your head and you can be relaxed. Okay, so let's begin. Before you begin this secret journey, allow yourself to acknowledge all that has been carried with you through generations. We're going to close your eyes. We're going to deep breathing, deep breathe. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let go very gentle in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe again in 4, hold it in 4, and let it go in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want that you are aware that there are a lot of things that doesn't belong to you. There are a lot of things in your lineage, the pain, the silence, the violence, the losses, the wounds of the past, the abuse, the abandonment, the injustice, the grief of forgotten souls, even the echoes of death and separation. I want that you recall and that you perceive all these ancestors surrounding you. They are here to be honored, to be part of this healing. We just know that there has been lot of pain, that even if it doesn't belong to you, instead of returning this burden to the past, you will become the vessel of divine transformation. Through the pure love of the light of God, or the universe, or the fountain of life, the way that you perceive it, all these ancestral memories are embraced, held, and transmuted. Visualize the violet flame, the flame of unconditional love, surrounding you and your lineage, transforming all the pain into wisdom and darkness into light. You are freeing yourself, but also at all that lineage, all that ancestors are freeing themselves through that unconditional love. The violet flame keeps surrounding all of you. And now we invite the white flame of purity, the flame of divine clarity, true and peace, to rise from your head and expand outward, liberating every generation, past and future, in ways of luminous grace. In this moment, all at once, what is heavy is now lifted. What was shadow becomes radiance. What was broken becomes whole. You are the bridge of healing, and through you, love restores the secret harmony of your lineage. Give all your ancestors a big hug. All our ancestors are doing a circular big hug, and you see their souls freeing themselves through that beautiful love, that unconditional love, that light, that pure light. You're doing amazing. Now that we are free from the blockages, from the pain of the past, now we truly can allow our body to soften, to melt into the surface beneath you. You embrace all your lineage and let them go, but they are all free. Embrace through the pink flame of love to the white flame. They go back to the fountain, to the light, and you are there in a space that is beautiful, that is safe, that is pure light. And your body begin to soften, to melt into the surface beneath you. With every breath, you drift deeper into peace. You have done the cleansing. You have released the weight of the past, not only not only for you, but for everyone in the past and future. And now only light remains. A golden light begins to surround you, warm, soft, radiant. The light of divine creation. It fills your heart, your mind, your body. Every cell begins to glow, vibrating at the frequency of pure love. Now imagine yourself standing on the top of the beautiful staircase. Each step you take will guide you deeper, deeper into a quiet sanctuary of your soul. 10 steps down, with each number your body relaxes twice as much. 10, relaxing more. 9, relaxing even more. 8, you go deeper, calmer, lighter. 7, 6, your mind becomes still. 5, 4, a sense of serenity fills you. 3, 2, almost there. 1, you arrive before a door. I don't know what color is this door for you, but it's beautiful. It's immense. And it has a inscription with what it says. It's radiant, pulsating with light, the entrance to your sacred space of manifestation. Place your hand upon the door. Feel its warmth. As you open it, it a wave of golden light greets you. Step inside. You are now in your secret garden of creation, a place that belongs only to you. Notice the details. The air carries the scent of flowers you love, or that scent that you always love that brings you calm, happiness. The sky glows in the colors of your soul. The sound of the soft water flows nearby. You can feel the breeze, gentle, alive, brushing your skin. Everything here vibrates with possibility. Now, before you begin to see your dreams, your goals, not as something far away, but as a reality already unfolding. Remember word by word all things that you already write in that paper, in that computer, in that phone. See yourself living that dream, that goal, your body moving freely, your face filled with peace and joy, your heart open and grateful. Smell the air, touch the texture of your surroundings, listen to the laughter, the sounds of life, and feel the emotion of all of it happen now. The emotion of all of it happening now. Let that emotion rise. Let it fill every cell. You are not waiting. You are living your dream now. This is the power of the 1111 portal, the alignment of soul and creation. Now, from the depth of your being, whisper a prayer of gratitude. Thank the divine, the light, the source for this creation. With an open heart, release your dream into your hands to the universe. Trust that is already done. Your only task now is to live in the vibration of gratitude, in the certainty that all is unfolding perfectly. I want that you take this time to breathe, to vibrate, really vibrate in that emotion. It can be gratitude, it can be happiness, peace. And I want that you do this meditation as many times as you want to create that new neural pathways. Now I want that you take a deep breath. Feel your body again, your hands, your feet, your heartbeat. You bring with you the golden light of manifestation and begin to go up the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you know now that this is real, that you send the manifestation to the universe, to the light, to the source, to God. And you are aware that when you are opening your eyes, you are going to be in your highest vibration. You are going to stay in that vibration because you know that this is already done. You don't need to look when or how. You just need to redo it over and over again until in the right moment, at the right time, in the right way, Your manifestation will come. Now just trust. Trust and stay in the highest vibration you can. When you are ready, open your eyes. You are now aligned with your highest destiny. I hope that you really like this exercise. It was really beautiful and powerful. And finally, I just want to let you know that this content just allowed you to reach a new level of consciousness. In the first level is where life is happening. What if game? Simply everything happened to you and you don't have any control of what is happening. But now you are in a second level or maybe a third level. The second level is the stage of the hustler. Life happens by you now know that you can create through visualization. And in the third level, there is an awakening. The life happens through you, and there is intuition and altered state. And finally, there is a fourth level. Life is happening as you. These are the levels of Jesus or Buddha or the Ascended Masters, the Saint Germain. But even if you move from level one to number two, now you have the control back of your life. This is really important because now you know that you can create the life that you want. If you require further assistance or to explore even the potential of these techniques that I developed and that I studied for so long, you know that you can find support with me. I also give 2 free online sessions for the people that listen to this event or this workshop. This is my number and my email, and you can contact me if you would like to have further support, not only with your manifestations, but in different areas of your life. Just a comment, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I hope that you love so much this life. It was my first life. I hope that I did it right and that I give you important information that will transcend and really transform your life. Love.